All right, everyone. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Down with Sports. And yes, I am your host, Sadler, also known as Sadler of the Pat Show, as easy. In my shirt here, on my shirt here. That's right, I was on the Pat McAfee Show 3 years ago, actually, just before the Pat McAfee Show got on to ESPN. And it will be on ESPN within the next 50 or so minutes, as well on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app and your YouTube as well, and TikTok, and a bit X as well too. So make sure you check out the Pat McAfee Show as well as my show here, the Daily Sports Show, and Daily Sports Show Shorts as well. Okay, gotta get a little caffeine in me so I can get this show going. And yes, we got a lot to get into, so we gotta dive right on in. And of course, if you do not have the ESPN app, the new ESPN app, make sure you download that today. And yes, last night we had a great evening of college football, the national championship game. And yes, we're going to talk about that first off. Because last night the game was neck and neck for a good while. Yes, it was neck and neck. And Indiana did prevail. Indiana wins it 27-21, which means they got the undefeated season in the books. That's right. They had no blemishes at all season long. Yes, they had ups and downs, but hey, at least they got the undefeated season. 16-0. How many teams had played games that win 16-0 or more like that? And this is the first time in a long time that's something like that happen. If I know that right. And yes, Fernando Mendoza was the offensive MVP, as well, of course, the Heisman Trophy winner. So let's look at a lot. Let's take a look at the Mendoza's numbers, shall we? Let's look at their numbers from last night's game. Pull the right one up. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna go Indiana on. They was okay. Miami was 15, and Indiana was 20 on first downs. Third downs and fourth downs. There were three. Miami was 3 for 11, 6 for 16 for Indiana, 1 for 1 for fourth down conversions efficiency, and 2 for 2 for the Hoosiers. Passing was 232 and 196. I wanted to go into possession time was 22 minutes and 36 seconds for Miami's, for Indiana's 36 minutes and 24 seconds. So, yeah, you can see that for sure. And yes, 7 for 60 for penalties for Miami, 3 for 38 for the Hoosiers. And there was a good amount of rushing last night as well, 110 to 131. There's one interception thrown by Miami. And of course, there was the pick six we saw. I believe there was one. Yep. So, and yes, Mendoza's family was there. His mom, I know His mom has been battling, I think, cancer or something. So hope she's doing okay. And now she's a one-proud mother as well as Fernando's father as well. Seeing the boy win the Natty as well as the MVP offensive MVP in the game as well. And yes, that was okay. I got the attendance number here. You're gonna love this: 67,227 attendees at the game. And that's the fans, not counting everybody on the field. So yeah, there are more, including everybody on the field. And yes, Pat McAfee and the boys definitely did their thing on the sideline pass. And yes, they never, ever, ever disappoint. And yes, the Yankees are out for. They always do this every year. Right after the Tyler game is over, they're going to go ahead and put out the projections for the next season, early for the upcoming season as well. Too early, Paul, for the 2026 season, 2026, 2027 season. And yes, that was we had great performances. Pitbull did his thing as well. And yes, he did do Fireball. Here we go. Now I got it. Oh, this one. And yes, I actually really loved how Mendoza went in for that one touchdown and was like flying in the air, like so what? And it took a while before they really got going. Miami was Indiana was up 3-0 in the first quarter. And as well as into the second quarter, up until they got their first touchdown, making 10-0. And then at the end of the half, going into the second one, it goes a punt. And then Miami got their 2 plays, which scored to give them 3. And then 2 more punts from each side. Well, actually, 3 punts. And that included a second punt by Indiana. And then, of course, Miami got their first score of the night to make it 7-17. And in fourth quarter, Miami came out swinging with another touchdown, making it 14-17. Indiana had another score touchdown to make that 10-point game, 14-24. Of course, the field goal they got to make it 21-27. Of course, Miami's interception, but then that was it. That's what the book ended right there to break the entire game down. And yes, we got topics of NFL. We got baseball coming up. We also got the NASCAR is going to heat up soon. And yes, it looks like they're going back to the original way of during going back to the chase for the instead of having the playoff. Looks like they're no longer doing the playoff. And yes, again, I do want to make sure we keep it in our hearts. The Biffle family, Greg Biffle, has passed away a while back in a helicopter crash, in a plane crash of some kind. So let's keep him and his family in our hearts as well. And let's like baseball is back, yes, but there are some injuries coming through happening. Grace agreed with a Metro after Cam John's finger injury. Looks like Rangers are getting some deals done with the bullpen. Looks like we got a deal with Callaway with the win with a 870K deal. And looks like the Paswell of the champion Astros has retired. And yes, the Phillies are sticking with their $45 million deal on a 3-year deal with Willie Willamoto. And the Dodgers are striking back. It looks like, can the Dodgers win it? Can the Dodgers do as well as they have the last several years this coming season? And yes, won't be long now before players will be starting to report to spring camp. And of course, for the best thing about spring, not just spring baseball, but also spring football. You got college spring football, and of course their inner team game. Alabama has their A game, even though the board kind of changed that and not in the right way. Oh yes. Okay, let's get into NFL action before we take a commercial break. Okay. The Buffalo Bills and the Broncos went out of this past last Saturday, as well as the Niners and the Seahawks. And yes, the Broncos prevailed, winning the game in overtime, 30-33. And yes, we know, Bo Nix is out for the rest of the year with an ankle injury, breaking a bone in his ankle. I'm not sure which bone exactly, but it is definitely in the ankle, and he's going to have surgery. I believe it's today. Yeah, today I believe today is the day of his surgery. But they did. But I'll go back to it in just a minute for the starter because we all know who that is. Sunday's game we had the Texans take on the Patriots and the Bears and the Rams at Soldier Field. First off, the Patriots do beat the Texans at home at Foxborough, 28-16. And the Bears, as they were bearing down on the Rams, lost it 20-17. And yes, there's not a whole lot in that game because we know it was blistering cold. Everybody was keeping themselves warm, hand warmers, even cayenne pepper. I even heard there was cayenne pepper in the players' socks just to keep warm. And to me, that was intriguing to hear that from the sideline, from one of the greatest sideline reports we have with the NFL, to report that they are using cayenne pepper in their socks to stay warm. Let's see. We do have a lot of time, so we're going to do more of this. So I'm going to do one more piece, and we'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come right back. But first, we do have some hockey to talk about. We got the Wild and the Canadiens tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus, as well as the Lightning and the Sharks. And the Blue Jackets taking on the Senators. All three games, all at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus. And make sure you have ESPN Plus. You should be able to get that through the ESPN app as well. Because the Bruins and the Stars going at it. They first puck drop at 6:30. And that game is going to be simulcast on HBO Max and TNT. The Predators will take on the Serpents at 7 o'clock as well. That's the Jets and the Blue as well. And then we got two late night games. The Devils will take on the Oilers at 9. Simulcast on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. And lastly, we got the Rangers taking on the Kings, also on ESPN Plus, and that's a 9 p.m. first puck drop. Okay, now we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. And when we do, we're going to talk about a little TGL. Of course, more football, WWE, whatnot, and a lot more. So I'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Hey, we are back from that commercial break. And yes, that commercial break is brought to you by the Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. Yes, it's not, yes, Ice Cold Dr. Pepper with all 23 flavors. And yes, it is the sponsor of college football, game day, and college football. And it is, yes, it is all 23 flavors. And yes, it's not college football without the actual Dr. Pepper. It is a pepper thing. It's crispy. It's crisp and it's really good. Okay, now I got a new app that I'm using. Going to use, and I'm going to be using this for here on out for my notes. I'm not a great note taker, but I will be using this app. It's an AI note taking app. So we're going to talk about. Let's break down the Bears game, shall we? It was like when the Bears defense continued the blitz, pressuring Stafford in the second half, disrupt the Rams to rush the offense. According to Jason Garrett, they're talking about the run game, increasing the rushing attempts and yards balanced offense to reduce the pressure on the quarterback. According to Tony Dungy's focus on the red zone. Encourage kicking field goals in the red zone and to secure points to avoid missing opportunities. For the second half, Sean McVay expressed confidence despite the 10-10 tie. Nothing. The tie 10. The Rams needed to improve their winning game and reduce their drawbacks as well. The Rams had only 25 rushing yards. That's one thing they had. The Bears advanced maintain their strategy and focus on the kicking field goals in the red zone. And yes, to secure points. And yes, they both had some hard time with kicking because, yes, it was Soldier Field, Chicago, Windy City, and of course, it was icy. It was damn cold out there. At least it wasn't as cold it was when the Bills played the Chiefs a couple years ago in the ice. Back then, when you could get your beer and your beer is frozen instantly. But anyway, Mike Grable as praised for fostering. This is about coaching team diagnostics. We'll talk about more about that. And yes, you do have the flag football. If you are interested in playing flag football, make sure you check out NFL.com/flag football. And yes, C.J. Stroud definitely was struggling. He couldn't get much going. And yes, he was one of those guys that he was a Drake May type guy when he was in. By the time when he first came into the league a couple years back. But look at Drake May now. Look at Drake May. Look at him. His second year in the league, and his head coach Mike Grable in his first year as head coach. You know, and I did see this in a post, and I will see this here and now as well. And I do it again as well in the short later on. And yes, Mike, and yes, it's true that Tom Brady and Drake May has one thing in common. They both started as starters in their second year of their NFL career. They both were starters in their second year of play. So yes, good. And with that said, I think this could be the modern day Tom Brady. Is Drake May the modern day Tom Brady? I think he is. Look what he has done so far in this second year, in this year alone. And yes, we do also have in a few months we got the combine coming up, the legal tampering period, and the NFL draft live in Washington D.C. Just right, yes. And yes, we all know Johnson was at last night's game. FYI. Okay, we gotta look into some polls, actually. So let's look up some NHL power rankings. First, this is the NHL power rankings according to ESPN and fantasy hockey MVP. This is the mid-season. All right, we're starting at number one with the Colorado Avalanche. And their average points are 82.2%. Tampa Bay at number two with a 67.8 point percentage, with a point percentage of 65.6. At moving up one spot, number three is the Dallas Stars. And the Minnesota Wild drops the spot to number four with a 63.5 point average points per percentage. Okay, the Carolina Hurricanes stays as put at number 5 with a 63.8 points percentage. We got the Vegas Golden Knights at number 6, coming up from number 13 with a 63% points percentage. Okay, we got the 7. We got the Red Wings of Detroit. We got Montreal Canadiens at 8. So they just still put. Moving up from 12, at number 9, we got the Buffalo Sabres. I think that's how I say it right. We got the Washington Capitals at 10. Staying put at 10. New York Islanders are at 9. With the 66.6 points at percentage. We got the Edmonton Oilers at number 12, moving up 2 spots. We got the Bruins up to 13 of Boston. The Maple Leafs are at 14, up from 16. That's a good move. But the Pittsburgh Penguins has dropped. What is going on with Sidney Crosby? What is going on with that man? We got the Flyers of Philly at 16. The Panthers of Florida 17. Utah Mammoths, Willie Mammoth at 18. We got the Seattle Cranes at 19. We got the Sharks of San Jose at 20, moving up 2 spots. Vegas Kings at 19. From 19 down to 21. 22, we got the Senators. 23, we got the Predators of Nashville. That's my team. And we all know one of the guys that is part of that team, and that is Nick Saban of Alabama. Nick Saban is part of the Predators team. Now playing, but he's in the daughter of it or something like that. I got the Devils of New Jersey at 24, moving down 1 spot. The Blue Jackets move up a spot to 25. Okay, the Anaheim Ducks, I like these guys at down 1 spot to 26. The reason I like these Ducks because of the movie Mighty Ducks, of course, when I was little. That was one reason. Got the Blackhawks of Chicago at 27. Moving up 1 spot. The Rangers of New York have dropped dramatically. Dropped 7 spots to 28. The St. Louis Blues all at 29 and staying put. Got the Jets of Winnipeg at 30, up 2 spots. Then you got the Flames at 30, and then the last but not last, you got the Vancouver Canucks at dead last at 32. Whew, man, that is a good, not bad. And yes, the Royal Rumble of the WWE's Royal Rumble is coming up on the 31st of this month on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's gonna be in the afternoon this year. Where the Rumble's gonna be at, because it looks like they're gonna be at. I think it's. Let me see where they're gonna be at. But first, I got to bring up one thing, and yes, this is part of one of the things I do with this. And yes, I am Sadler, one half of DSD Couple. DSD Couple. Make sure you check us out on social media: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and yeah, we're on all platforms basically. So check us out. And yes, of course, you can follow Glam Talk and of course, Gamma Sports. With my girlfriend, the Glamazon. Okay, we're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back. We've got a lot more to talk about. We're back in 5, and we'll be in. And let's see what we're going to talk about. We've got several things we're going to talk about on the other side. So we're going to check out what we got from my inside reporters. And until then, we'll be right back in 5. I was I'm talking about DSD, Down syndrome, duo couples. And yes, we're going to be doing some guest appearances. So if you want us to make guest appearances, please reach out. We'll love to come and give a new public speaking. I've done my time numerous times in my lifetime since I was in elementary, since I was in middle school. And my girlfriend Kayla, the other half of DSD, is just getting started. Okay, we got a lot more to get into. Let me see what I got from Pete Thamel, because I know he had some players I didn't. Yes, like I said, like I said, Indiana won 16-0, and yes, Indiana. This was their first ever national title in football, finishing 16-0. Yes, this is true, and this is from the quote right from Coach Cincinnati, the head coach. says it can be done, and they did get it done. Yeah, and I am a fan of coaching it and all the guys that were all the head coaches that were in the playoffs this year, from the Final Four to the last two with Miami and Indiana. And there was a reason why. And yes, I am a diehard. I am from Alabama and being a diehard Alabama Crimson Tide fan. And yes, Alabama did represent in all those games because all the head coaches were former Nick's were assistants for Alabama during Nick Saban's tenure. And yes, the Raiders showed up there scouting out the prospect of number one of the overall in the draft, Mendoza. And yes, Mark Davis was there in person. And of course, so was Tom Brady was there. And pretty much got into a one team photo with Brady. Even the refs. Yes, even the referees got into it. And yes, it is rare to have an owner live scout at a game with GM John Spytek. Yes, and not many owners do that. Usually they have the actual scouts that will go out to these games and scout these players, but this is a rare occasion that they're scout out that the GM would go out and scout himself a player. And of course, they're scout out Mendoza because Mendoza is projected to go first overall in the NFL draft in number one as well. And it looks like Ryan Stable tells ESPN that he is committed to Tennessee and he'll start 2 games in 3 seasons at Colorado. Okay, now, I'm going to that on Pete. Let's do some NBA inside with my guy, Sean Salami. The 76ers All-Star, Tyrese Maxey, is recovering from his first significant shoe. Has received his first single shoe. Yes, we all know the old Jordans from Michael Jordan. We know the LeBrons and the Kobe's and all that. And now Tyrese Maxey has his own shoe deal with New Balance. They will debut later on this year. Both sides tell ESPN Maxey has signed a deal with the company, and that includes a signed essential line as well. So yes, I go check these out myself because I love New Balance. I wear New Balance a lot myself, so I'm going to definitely be checking those shoes out myself. Yes, I do. I got breaking news from Sean's. Breaking news out of the Golden State Warriors, and yes, this is Jimmy Butler. Brace yourselves. Jimmy Butler is out for the rest of the season. Jimmy Butler has suffered a season-ending torn right ACL. So tell me and ESPN as well. Knicks, within the last 5 days, Knicks Jalen Brunson is out tonight. Was out for Golden State Warriors, and with right ankle sprain, he's listed day to day. I imagine he still is day to day. You know, it has been 5 days since that news has came out. So I'll keep my eye on that and see if I get anything more from Shams Charania. Thank you, Shams. Thank you for the news. Okay, let's go to Heather Ditch. One of my 2 college football insiders. Okay, let me see what Helen has for me. Okay, we're going to talk about the conferences, basically, in the CFB. It says multiple, according to Heather, it says multiple commissioners have decided on going after leaving the CFB meeting. And I mean, yes, they have their meetings at when they have the Tower games. They usually have a lot of meetings as well for this kind of stuff as well. We go to the according to the CFB, they do some things with the NFL as well. And with that, looks like they're gonna have some good here. I mean, about the and that was about the feature of the format of the 12 team format, and of course, looks like we'll be going to 16 as well. So the teams that were out, if the new once they get to the new bracket, they would have been in instead of the first teams out, like Notre Dame, for example. And yes, the Big Ten SEC Commissioner Gene Stamey and Big Ten Commissioner Tony Pinga. The deadline will be this Friday, so I should have, and I will have, get some more news on that by sometime this Friday. So once I have that news, I'll give that to you here on Denver Sports. And this is a quote from the CFB, much from the CFB, from the Big Ten Commissioner. He says there's still more work to do. And yes, I agree. There's a lot of work to do with these when it comes to with all the commissioners and with all the commissioner meetings and having all of them in the same room talking about how the format's going to be going forward, especially when they want to extend it from 12 to 14 to 16 or not. And yes, so that's what I got from my insider, my senior insider of college football. Hello, Dinch. Thank you. Hello. Okay, let me get my NHL senior insider in here. Okay, as of yesterday, the Sharks have traded their winger, Kenneth Sherwood, to the Canucks, receiving 2 second-round picks in the draft, as well as Colin Clayton. The Golden Knights have traded for Rasmus Anderson's. Kind of weird how to see this one because it's a double S in here. Oh, and then O-N. Vegas was the defenseman's preferred destination, and yes, he got it. Looks like within the last 3 days, this past weekend, throughout the weekend, we also had a trade, and this has to do with the Winter Olympics. That's right. We're going to talk about more of that in a little bit because we are getting close to the end of the month of January and going to February, which means Winter Olympic time. And with that said, looks like defenseman Rasmus Anderson will play today. Now he's back. We're going to go to the other part of the Flames. Intend to divide the talks with several teams this week and would like to finalize a trade. Looks like they want to try to finalize a trade before the Olympic Games. But there's not quite a deal yet for that trade. I won't be shocked if the trade does go through in time or if it gets stalled before the Olympic Games. I won't be even surprised if they get that trade done during the games. That way, you would know where to go to right after the Team USA wins the gold medal. Yes, we want Team USA to win the medals. Bronze, silvers, and golds in the Winter Olympic Games. Thank you, Emily, for all that news. Thank you. Okay, let me go into my senior MLB insider, the Jeff Harson. Let me see what he has for me today. And yes, he asked for me the renovate shortstop. Hey, Sean Kim went under surgery for a torn tendon in his right middle finger. The middle finger, I won't show it up there because that's basically flipping the board. So just the middle finger, it looks like the tendon be right somewhere right in here. Exactly, if you want to know more specific on that tendon. In his right hand, the recovery time, according to the team, is 4 to 5 months. Ouch. That already would go close, almost close to the All-Star break, pretty much, with 4 to 5 months from now, because the season would have been underway for a couple of months by then. And getting close to the All-Star break when he's fully recovered from that surgery. And that's all I have right now, because that was just 2 days ago, really. But it looks like Tampa Bay did a three-way trade news. Tampa Bay says that and the Angels are in agreement on a deal to send the outfielder Joe Lowe to the Angels. Infielder Gavin Knox, the right-hander Chris Clark to the Rays, and the left-hander reliever Buck to the Reds. Sources tell ESPN MSL as well. Whew, man, I got a lot to do. But I love this job. I can pay for it once I do. So, right, that's what I got for now. From Jeff the Jet. So, thank you, Jeff, for that. Jeff the Jet. Thank you for all that news. Okay, now the main guy. Our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter, as of yesterday, last night actually. That's right, this was breaking last night as I was going to bed. Titans are working, the Tennessee Titans were working on the deal to finalize the deal, the hiring the 49ers defensive head coordinator, not Tarek, but Robert Saleh. That's right, Robert Saleh will be the newest head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And yes, also news from the other day as well. Jeff Hafley, the defense coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, is out by Green Bay, and now the head coach of the Miami Dolphins taking Mike McDaniel's place. So with that said, and teams are looking for offensive coordinators. Mike McDaniel is up for grabs. I mean, there are trouble chicks in. I'm seeing the right name. Okay. Yeah, Mike McDaniel is has been an offensive coordinator before. It looks like the Eagles, there's a chance that the Eagles could get him. It's a possibility, but I'm not sure of that right now. Let me see what teams are all available for offensive coordinators. Offensive coordinators available jobs. Okay. Okay. This is one of the greatest things about having ChatGPT. It helps a lot with me, with my career here in sport, in my, we're dealing with sports. Teams with offensive coordinator jobs open. Offensive coordinator jobs open. Offensive coordinators. Okay, here we go. And yes, we do know there are several teams, many teams that are looking for coordinators right now. Okay, here we go. And I do love thinking, okay, we know the Los Angeles Chargers need an offensive coordinator. The Eagles need an offensive coordinator. The Detroit Lions need a offensive coordinator. Tampa Bay, and even the Chargers need one as well. And of course, the recent hires. Kansas City looks like might need got Eric Brinley, actually. So that's one team that is off the board. That needed a offense an OC as well. Okay, gotta stretch it out. Gotta keep myself loose and going so we can keep the show going. And yes, you know what? We need to break down the games this weekend for the NFL. That's right. We need to do that. So let's do that, everybody. We do have. But first, I do want to thank Shelter for all that news. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Shelter. Okay, so with the Bills, Broncos, and Niners Seahawks games, with the Seahawks and the Broncos winning, and the Texans losing to the Patriots, and the Bears losing to the Rams, we are now down to the final four in the NFL. Excuse me. That's the last thing I want to do on my live show. I need to keep myself hydrated as well as when I'm at my Dr. Pepper, so I can keep myself hydrated and going. It got this Sunday both games. So we got Patriots taking on the Broncos at Denver, in Denver. And that will be at 2 o'clock on CBS and Paramount Plus. And then later, the later game at 5:30 on Fox will be the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Rams. And Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. And if the LA Rams somehow wins this one, then we'll have to go forward from where they are to San Francisco. With the game being there, being played at the Niner Stadium. But anyway, Seattle is favored by 2.5 points according to ESPN Bet, as well as 5.5 points for New England. And yes, if you want to make a wager with ESPN Bet, make sure you want to use the order terms and conditions do apply. So let's break this down, talk about it a little more, and then go into some random Okay, and of course, both New England and Denver both are going into this game both at 14-3. And going to the match predictor for on the ESPN app, looks like the Patriots has the majority of the predictor with a 58.4 to a 41.6 when it comes to the ESPN analytics. Okay. Drake May with passing yards is 4,394 yards to Bo Nix is 3,931, but he is out. We know that. In fact, let me see here. And yes, the quarterback for this Sunday's game with Bo Nix out for the rest of the year. There's only 2 games left, basically, with the championship games this weekend and then the Super Bowl within 2 weeks. That would be Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham. Yes, I wonder how this guy's going to do because I don't know when the last time he had even played a game. So let me see if I can see when he had a game he actually played last. And yes, he did go to Baylor and Auburn as well for college, it looks like. And this is these are the times that when you have your starting quarterback that goes down on season-ending injury. 2 games prior to the Super Bowl, you're definitely going to be on panic mode. Definitely on panic mode. Okay, I want to talk some stuff that I heard this morning on Sportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Kennedy. Also, Chris Kennedy, the new father who just had a son within the last few weeks. And yes, Evan Cohen definitely is a character. And yes, the 28th, next Wednesday, I will have Evan Cohen on the show. That's right. Next Wednesday, I'll be doing a live episode at the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, the ESPN Radio City, the ESPN Everlight Solar Studios in Madison with the co-host on Sportsmanlike. Alan Cohen will be joining my show next Wednesday as well. Yes, I will do an episode next Tuesday, and I'm going to do that, but I'm going to probably put that. I'm going to do it until Wednesday so I can make sure I'm ready to go. I'm going to start all my notes and all that ready, my script, everything, all my notes and everything to go for that, so I can be ready for Evan. So next Tuesday I will be doing. I won't do it next Tuesday, but I'm going to move it to Wednesday because of Evan Cohen. FYI. So yes, I'm going to take next Tuesday off to get ready for Evan Cohen to be here on Down with Sports with me. And yes, so I want to. And yes, if you want to listen to some podcasts, let me give you some recommendations. I love giving recommendations to podcasts because I love this doing podcast. The first one, of course, I had to. The first podcast I definitely had to recommend is the Unsportsmanlike podcast with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Kennedy. Yes, they were definitely talking about. In fact, let me do it this way. Because they were talking about the Indiana title game, of course, last night. The deal with the Bills coaching, all the coaching change with the Bills, because yes, they need a head coach. And I haven't yet to hear anything on my end yet with ESPN of a new head coach for the Bills. Yeah, let alone the Ravens. Yes, both Buffalo and the Ravens do need a head coach. And yes, the coaching carousel is going faster and faster because we got a lot of people coming in, and then spring back out and going to the teams they're going to be at. Sean McDermott. So yes, I want to talk about Sean McDermott and Dan. King McDermott. So yes, I am definitely those guys are definitely at the end. A lot of these jobs are done. Because don't forget the Bills got eliminated. They could not get over the hump. Look at John Harbaugh. He jumped. He did not get fired. Did not get fired. Well, he got fired. Jim Harbaugh got fired. And now he's the head coach of the New York Giants. So, yes, I'm looking forward to seeing John Harbaugh for the first time in a long time on the NFC side the ACC side of football in the NFL. In fact, let me see if I can pull up the Giants' schedule for next season. And before I do want to bring this up. I did bring this up within a post I did yesterday on my X account with Jeff Hafley's hiring at Miami, being a defensive coordinator, a defensive-minded head coach. Who should he get as his DC? Who should have Jeff Hafley get for his DC in Miami? And who would be his OC? Defensive coordinators available. This is what I love about this. And yes, okay, we do have, of course, there's one, Matt Eberflus. And we know what he has done throughout the years. He has so Dallas needs a new one. San Francisco needs a new one as well because we know Robert Saleh just got that Tennessee Titans job as well. The Jets need one. We all know the Jets have been just basically trash for the last several years. Even the years with Aaron Rodgers. And yes, is Aaron Rodgers done? Is he going to call it a career? Or is he going to process it all and come back for a second year? I don't know. Mike Thomas over there, he stepped down. Not fired, but stepped down from the team after 19 great seasons as well. Excuse me. Okay, all right, looks like DeMarcus. I can't say the last name correctly, but DeMarcus could be a Packers defensive line coach, potentially a DC candidate with the Cowboys and the Jets. Okay, that's a good one. This is Derek Jones, Vikings defensive back coach, is interviewing for the coordinator job. Jonathan Gain, former Cardinals head coach, he goes. He's in the talks for the Cowboys DC job. Jim Leonard. Yes, I figured he was. I know his name has been brought up many times on KBN. All right, let me do this in order. Jen Gibbon Chewy, Mr. Relevant. Actually, Jen Gibbon Chewy, Willie Tash, Mr. Relevant, KBN, and Jen Manamali. And of course, the dance worship. Because we all know that Jim Leonard had a chance to be a assistant head coach a while back for the Packers, but didn't take the bait. But even though yes, there are multiple teams that you can go to. So I can see him go Cowboys, or I can see him go Packers. And I think the Packers would be right up his alley because he is a Wisconsin guy, I do believe, if I'm right. I know he's been part of the Badgers, I do believe, if I'm also correct. Christian Parker, Eagles defensive coach, is being interviewed for the defensive coordinator role as well. So, yes, we got a lot of openings. We got Anthony Ware of Dolphins DC that's interviewing for the head coaching gig as well. If he gets hired with the Miami DC job. And with Saleh being the head coach and being a defensive coordinator type of head coach, I think this could be good for him. But of course, it's not a done deal yet. And for more of this news, for all of this, make sure you do follow me, Saleh, as well as Denver Sports. We will take one last commercial break. Well, we'll take one more commercial break and be right back. I'm just going to take a minute here. Again, we are back, and that commercial break is sponsored by Prime. Yes, I got the berry freeze here. I love my Prime as well. And make sure you get your Prime wherever Prime is sold. Oh, that's really good. Okay, now we're going to get some NASCAR in. We've got NASCAR starting up and heating up. And of course, we start off with America's 250 Florida Duo 2 at Daytona Beach. That's right, we got the Daytona 500 starting up. And it'll be Thursday, February 12th at 8:45. That's the Thursday. I believe that's actually the qualifiers. Qualify the actual race. The actual race itself for the Daytona 500 is Sunday, February 15th, the day after my birthday, at 2:30 Eastern. And then you got The Sunday race, I got a Sunday race here at 3 p.m. Eastern. This would be the Echo Park Speedway, the Auto Rider 400. Sunday, March the 1st, we got the Duramax Grand Prix. At still get all the Americans. We got Straight Talk Wireless 500 Phoenix. That's Sunday, March 8th at 3:30 Eastern. We got the Pensacola 400 presented by Jiffy Lube on Sunday, March 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern. We got the Goodyear 400 on the 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern on March the 22nd. The 29th of March, we got the Cookout 400 at the Marshallville Speedway in Virginia. And then we got on Sunday, April the 12th, at 3 Eastern, we got the Ford City 500. And then on the 19th, we have a 2 p.m. Eastern race. We got the Advanced Health 400 in Kansas Speedway. And a lot of these games are going races are on FS1 and Fox. So Daytona, the Cookout Clash is on Fox as well as then the Daytona's on FS1. As well as we're not sure. Yes. They got the Jack LaLanne 500 on the 26th, Sunday, April 26th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And yes, tickets all available, so you make sure you get your tickets. Boy, NASCAR. May the 3rd, we got the Wolf 400 presenting by Molly, Texas Motor Speedway on FS1. We got the Go Bowling at the Glen on May the 3rd, on May 10th, 3 o'clock Eastern. Just that on FS1. And of course, HBO Max and Sirius XM. Right on Sirius XM, which is wonderful. And then we have the on Sunday afternoon, March 17th, that's 3 o'clock Eastern. We got the National All-Star race as well. And then we got May 24th, 6 p.m. Eastern. We got the Coca-Cola 600. And yes, this one is going to be on HBO Max, Series XM as well. And of course, don't get Prime. That's right. Prime Video has NASCAR as well. We got the Cracker Barrel 400 on the 31st of March at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's right. This race will be under the lights. We got the Firekeepers Casino 400 race at the Michigan International Speedway. 200 laps for 400 miles. This race is also going to be on HBO Max, Series XM, and Prime. Same with the NASCAR. Oh, and that race is 3:30 game. 3:30 race, 3 o'clock race at 7 on June the 7th. On the 14th, we got NASCAR's Cup Series race at the Pocono Raceway. We Eastern on the 14th of June. On June the 21st, we have 4 o'clock Naval Base. At the Navy Base in San Diego, California. I'm definitely looking forward to this one because my girlfriend has family out there in San Diego. I'm not going to see them by name, but yes, they are. And I'm looking forward to this one because this is going to be in the streets. So I do love a good street race. And this is also on HBO Max, Series XM, and Prime as well. And then, of course, Toyota Safe Smart 300. And this is going to be on TNT instead of HBO Max as well. And then you got the NASCAR Cup Series race in Chicagoland and the Chicagoland Speedway. And that's also on TNT and HBO Max and Series XM. We got a lot of these races, so we got a ton. So I'm not gonna meet every single one of these. So if you want to check that out, make sure you do download the NASCAR app and follow NASCAR if you want to get all the races. As if you want to get all the races as well, and of course, and also that NASCAR app you can follow your racers, the races that you follow and like as well. I'm gonna download that app myself in just a little while from now. Once I get off of today's episode. And now we got to, and yes, if you want to print out that, it's also printable. So if you want to print out the schedule, I say print that out, put that on the refrigerator, and say, hey, so the race dates, let's plan accordingly to these races. I can watch these races. Of course, that's depending on the person. But anyway, so yes, and yes, they're all on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. That should be pretty much on all platforms of social media as well. Excuse me again. Oh, and looks like Travis Pastrana is going to be back, according to Yahoo Sports. According to Yahoo Sports, Travis Pastrana will be back at Daytona for NASCAR truck race. Yes, the truck race is as good as the car races. And yes, I actually got a story to tell about NASCAR, personally. And I just stand up for this. I actually met Kyle Busch. Well, actually, not Kyle Busch. I actually met Kyle Petty. Do y'all know Richard Petty? Y'all know Kyle Petty. When I was in high school, they were doing a campaign, I say, driving. And Kyle Petty came out to do that. And I got to meet the man. At that time, I got a cell phone number. One night, I called him and wished him good luck in the race. Of course, I was working all the time, but he actually did return my call. Yeah, she talked to my mother, Charlotte, actually. So that's one of the greatest stories I wanted to tell, that I met a NASCAR racer. And of course, I want to meet some more. And I want to make sure NASCAR sees this, because I want to do damn real sports live at NASCAR races, truck races, everything. If you want Down Sports Live, make sure you can get a hold of me. And of course, you get on Glam Talk. We can do the fashion side of it as well on that. I do the sports side, you do the fashion side of it, of NASCAR and racing. It's just the all fashionable racing of it. Yes, all the ladies that actually. Okay, this is one thing I definitely want to talk about, and that is women in NASCAR. Because yes, NASCAR and a lot of sports have been male dominant, and now a lot of stuff has changed, and there are women now doing these things. I have seen women doing officiating for NFL games and college football games. I have seen women playing a male sport. Even men playing women's sports. Even though Trump did not want that, if a man considers themselves female and they all want to do that, they can, no matter what our president say. And I don't want to talk about politics as much here on Down with Sports, but I think women should all, depending on what your gender is or what you go by, man, woman, biologically, or how you feel. I am open to all that. You know what I mean? Stop there so I don't see anything weird. So anyway, let me get back into this. But I do love the fact that women are getting into sports. Even monster truck racing. Yes, in fact, I want to talk about monster truck racing. And if you are interested in monster trucks, make sure you follow Monster Jam on social media. I'm following them as well. On Facebook, they're also on Facebook. They're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm following them along. If you want to see if we can get some tickets and see if I can do Jam with Sports live at one of these Monster Jam shows, races or not. That would be a great show to do Jam with Sports at a Monster Truck Rally. If you want to get tickets for the Monster Truck, you can go to SeatGeek and, of course, Ticketmaster as well. And yes, there will be a Monster Jam on the 1st of February of this year as well as the 31st of this month as well at 504 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So make sure you get your tickets today. I do want to apologize for saying about a minute ago. I'm just trying to make sure I see the right thing and be professional. I just want to do that real quick. But if you are here in Madison, if you're in the Madison, Wisconsin area, they do have the Monsters of Destruction. Similar thing, a little different. But it should be fun. It should be really fun. I'm definitely going to see if I can get my show. I would get a hold of Monsters of Destruction and see if I can get my show there. And I'll let you know if I succeed or not. So hopefully I will. Got Jam with Sports and the Glam Talk and DSD live at the Monsters of Destruction as well. And yes, okay, we definitely got to talk about a lot of NFL. You're getting closer to the end of the year, 2 games away from hiring a Super Bowl champ. And hey, we got Pat Bunny performing on the halftime show, so everybody, I know we'll be looking forward to that this year. And yes, he got Green Day as one of the bands that will be playing for the pregame show as well. So that's gonna be great for sure. And yes, I do want to talk about the fact that college football and NFL are becoming kind of like becoming the same thing, basically. NFL, because you got NIL now, players going in and out of the transfer portal. Saying how much this player to come to your school. Yeah. Okay. Evan Cohen. Yes, like I said, Evan Cohen will be on here next week. And going to talk about several topics. We're going to talk about the Badgers, WWE. We're going to talk about the Packers. We're going to talk about pretty much anything I can come up with. I will have a. You all going to be looking forward to this. I've been looking for this for a long time now myself, and now it's finally going to happen with Evan Cohen next Wednesday. So, I gotta figure how they're gonna put what where. And yes, and of course, if you want to make sure you check out the Rich Eisen show as well. Okay, I see a +1 for Denver right here, right now. Let's see the last days the same for the rest of the week into the weekend. So actually, you know what? How about we look at the week this weekend? Look at the games we got. See if there's any big game. Oh, we got Indiana and Michigan tonight on Peacock. We got you got Florida LSU, Iowa State, USC, Oregon, Michigan State, Virginia, Elkins, Arizona, and Vanderbilt tonight, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Georgia taking on Missouri on SEC Network at 8. Purdue will take on UCLA on Peacock at 9. And of course, ESPN got Kansas and Colorado. And Colorado looks pretty solid with a 12-6 record. And okay, again, this one Cincinnati will be taking on number 1 ranked Arizona, and yet Arizona has yet to lose a game. So there's very few teams left that are still undefeated in college men's basketball. And not easy to go undefeated in hoops versus, say, college football or NFL football or Major League Baseball or Mountain League ball or even any sport, any sport you can think of. It's not easy to go undefeated all the way. And yes, Indiana did that last night in the college football national championship. Excuse me. Let me see if I got anything newer on from X from my sources. So once I'm done here, make sure you go to ESPN and YouTube and check out Pat McAfee. And it looks like Adam Schefter has a take here about Baltimore's head coach process starting to feel like a lot like a draft process. Ooh, that is actually intriguing. I never thought that they would use a draft type of process to hire a coach before at all. I get it, we got to an actual draft. The players, but not coaches. I don't see many of those. Find a coach in this way. Make sure I got this right. I'm going to try to get everything out for tonight. Today, let's see. Okay. Oh, this is as of 13 minutes ago. I got something from Adam Schefter. And it says here, former Patriots standout Vince Wilfork and NFL salute to service finalist Aaron Jones are becoming the U.S. ambassadors, continuing the organization's 85th year tradition for supporting the U.S. service members first campaigned by Bob Hope. So yes, they're doing this, and that's what we got. So congratulations to Aaron Jones for doing that. And it looks like Robert Sala's going to have a 5-year deal with the Titans of Tennessee. That's right. So that's breaking here. So that's breaking this as of the last hour that Robert Sala will have a 5-year deal. But how not yet to receive news on how of the salary, incentives, bonuses, and buyout. And yes, the Falcons has named the offensive coordinator now. The guy named coordinator, Bill Callahan. Bill Callahan is now the offensive line coach for the Falcons. All right, congratulations on that. Oh, and the Steelers are interviewing Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores today for their head coaching job. I can see that. From the Cowboys, McCarthy, of course, will be tomorrow. So, yes, I could give my take on this to Adam myself. And, of course, Minnesota has been pushing back to bring back Flores. Of course, this is according to Adam Schefter. And if he does not land the head coaching job, he would be a good choice to return for retaining him. But he might get it. But let's see if he or Mike will get that job. So yes, I am definitely looking forward. I am definitely having a good time reporting my news on this year's coaching cycle of the NFL coaching carousel. So this is a lot of fun to do. And hey, Jimmy Johnson was even at the game last night for Miami because we all knew. I remembered Jimmy Johnson being the head coach of the U. Okay, let me see. Welch got something for me this morning. I don't think I see anything as of now. But make sure you check Welch today on NFL Live at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern. NFL Live. Let's see. And yes, we are in the new year, so I want to still wish everyone a happy new year. Hope everyone has a good new year so far. Here's one thing I definitely want to talk about: the Birmingham Stallions. That's right, the UFL is about to begin, everyone. UFL is about to start and get kicked off. So, yes, I didn't bring this up for sure right now. UFL is back for their newest season, for the next season of spring ball. So, yes, I got to bring up the UFL League. But before I do that, we do have LGL tonight. Jupiter will take on Team Los Angeles tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And Jupiter is coming into the record. Both teams are coming in with one loss apiece as well. And yes, golf is the next golf Okay, this one's going to be on the Golf Channel as well as ESP Plus in Los Angeles, LA, Quinton, California, LA Quinte Country Club. The push is 9 million to 9.2 million for that one. I know it's on here. For some reason I can't find it, but I know the UFL is about to begin within the next month or two as well. Oh, and yes, Olympics. Olympics is about to begin. That's right. Got to do that. Okay, now let me do. I started this earlier, but I didn't complete it. I do want to do the recommendation, my podcast recommendations. I'll start with Unsportsmanlike. I do love their podcast. Of course, you got the Big Ten, Locked On Big Ten, Locked On SEC. Got a new one, the Christian Cunts podcast. The Locked On Bama, because all the Locked On are good. Of course, don't give a good balls to them. And of course, we always gotta recommend the New Heights podcast and of course the Damian Green Show. Of course, the Rich Eisen Show podcast, the SEC Locked On. And of course, I gotta represent my boy Mark Ingram and Rob Stone and with the Triple podcast. And of course, we are the Tausch, KBN, Mr. Relevant, and ML and Jim Manamali. And of course, we gotta do the fourth and net. We'll get the Paul Feinbaum Show. And always college football. And of course, Pardon Take. Is that right? Pardon my take. And of course, the Dynasty Riff. Talking about Ty Simpsons, AJ McCallum, Trent Richardson, and Chris Stewart. Those are the podcasts I recommend you check out this week. I will look out some more podcasts over the weekend, and I'll give you another list of podcasts that I will recommend. I know a lot of these will be the same, but I will see if I find some newer ones that are coming in as well. Of course, you got the Dan Patrick, you got the First Take, you got, of course, WWE. Don't forget the Adam Shelton podcast. And Giving Chewy, don't get up as well. You got the Hood with Colin Cowherd. Oh, college football, so that one. The joke, not sure. Colin Cowherd, the Colin Cowherd podcast, Tim. And of course, NFL Live one with Eisen. Of course, don't get not to lie with Tommy Kelsey as well. The WWE podcast. Numbers on the board, Dan Sports Show, Pat McAfee's podcast as well. The Mia Kimes podcast. And of course, Up and Adams and Kay Adams. Off the Edge. Inspiration. Well, those are the ones I'll give you for now. Of course, the big podcast was Shaquille O'Neal. So those are the ones I give you for today, this week. And it looks like Evan Cohen just posted about Jimmy Butler. He's saying that absolutely the awful injury news about Butler. He says the Warriors should now be focusing on ending the right way with Stephen Curry. He said, I'd love to see them find a way to get Clay back, to Thompson back, and allowing Steph and Clay and Damian play out the next 2 years together, which I also, regardless of record, but of course, I agree with Evan. I always agree with, a lot of times I do agree with Evan Cohen, but there's times that I don't. But yes. Okay, looks like Pat McAfee is live right now within the first hour or so. That is for today. That is today's episode of Downright Sports. So until the next episode this weekend, we're doing a couple of special episodes with the college hoops, and of course with the NBA, and most importantly the NFL championship games on Sunday. So until then, let's have a great sports weekend. I'll see you next time on Downright Sports. See you then. Just giving my friend the thumbs up that we're done. Enjoy your week, everyone. Let's get the sports week going. All right, enjoy your week, everybody. Oh, and now before we do go, I think my friend Jimmy, thank you, Jimmy, for giving me this. The United Football League UFL 2026 kicks off on Friday the 27th. We'll do more of this later on my shorts. I'll break this down. I want to thank Jeremy for this, for giving me this. So until my shorts, stay on for this. Have a great sports weekend and see you next time.